Are you wanting an honest review of the Dolce Vita Villa in Varenna in Lake Como? Or are you looking for the best views of Lake Como in your accommodation in your upcoming trip? The name translated means the sweet view, and it doesn't disappoint. The views are stunning, and not only that, you get a private garden as well, so you can enjoy breakfast and dinner outside, and as well as being able to cook in the apartment and relax and watch television. Obviously, to get this kind of view, there is a bit of a hike, but I'm going to talk you through how we managed to do that with some taxis. In this video, I'll be giving you a tour of the apartment. As always with my videos, we're going to be talking about how much it'll cost. So let's jump in. So firstly, whereabouts is Lake Como? If you've never been before, it's almost like a star-shaped lake that's in the north of Italy. It's only an hour away from Milan on the train, and there's so many different locations that you can actually stay in Lake Como. So this is where our first challenge was, whereabouts do we want to stay on the lake? We made the decision to stay in Varenna, and that was because we wanted to be central. And so there's kind of three villages central. You've got Menaggio, Bellagio, or Varenna. We found that this apartment really won us over. And one of the benefits of staying in one of these three cities is that you can actually get on the ferry that goes across between all of them, and they leave every hour or so. So it means you get to explore all different sides of the lake. We didn't actually have a car when we were staying. Some people do hire a car and stay a little bit further out, so then you can drive around the lake, but we were mostly on foot for our 3-night stay. So the location of the villa, Varenna is accessible by train, although when we did arrive there was a landslide. We were really impressed. They managed to put replacement bus services on from the nearest train station where the service was still running, so we still managed to get to the villa, and there was pretty much no difference in time than we would have been if we got the train, so it was quite impressive. We also got the ferry port in Varenna, which, as I mentioned, takes you to Bellagio, Menaggio, and can also take you all the way down to, and I think it only does that. What you will find is that the buses are quite limited and do take a long time to get around just because of the winding roads, so we found the best routes of transport really with the boat. If you would like to see more about our general Lake Como itinerary, then click the video that's showing up there. Now, obviously to get views like this, you've got to be high up on a hill. Before I show you inside the villa, I want to just explain that to get that view, you have to climb. I wouldn't recommend bringing your suitcase up the hill to the accommodation. You're going to need a taxi. Just don't try it. It is so steep, and it's also lots of kind of cobblestones that are concreted in, so it's not an even surface. We struggle to walk up that even just without suitcases because it's so steep. So use taxis when you can, but you can walk up and down that hill. But for people who are maybe less able, it's something to consider that you might have to factor in the cost of getting taxis up and down as part of the accommodation as well. As always, there'll be new travel videos every Monday, so if you want to see when my itinerary video for Lake Como comes out, hit the subscribe button below. I actually did a tour of the villa when I was in it, so I'm going to hand you over to Old Me that will give you a tour of the villa.
Okay, so let me walk you through the apartment. So you come in, you've got the bedroom to the left here. What I love about this is there's loads of wardrobe space. Like there's literally 3 spaces to put your clothes. We've only used one because we're only here for a few days, but you could definitely store lots of clothes. You've also got doors there that goes out onto the back of the property, but you could have it open in the day or in the night for fresh air. Then if you go through here, you've got like a utility cupboard with washing machine, ironing board, you can put your clothes out to dry, bathroom with shower and toilet, lots of storage space, which is great. And let's go through to the best part, the living space. So in here, you've got a sofa, there's a television. You can actually cast to this if you've got like an iPad or on Netflix. So we were watching a movie last night, casting to there, but also there's lots of DVDs and the DVD player. Also some books as well. And then the kitchen. So So you've got a dishwasher. I won't open it because it's full of dirty pots right now. Also oven and fridge here. So loads of space to have lots of nice chilled food. I'm gonna have a Coke Zero actually. And then also we've got loads of pots and pans in here as well. So if we want to do cooking, we cooked a pasta dish last night that was gorgeous. And there's also like Tupperware. Lots of coffee stuff, because that is the most important thing in the day, to have coffee. Dining table, microwave, little alcohol fridge as well. And then I think the best part, obviously this view, which is just crazy. You can see Ed's been there doing his yoga in the morning in front. So if I just... There's an umbrella as well, so if you want to stay in the shade, you can do. There's 4 chairs, lovely flowers. That's it. Okay, so when we checked in, actually, our train arrived after the office was shut, so we went the next day to officially check in. We were given this handy booklet from Varenna Holidays, and it has this map in it of the village, which was really useful. See where the restaurants are, also like walking trails as well. There's also this booklet with discount vouchers. This one particularly for the taxi company, 5% off is good. And then also like some restaurants and some shops in there as well, so definitely worth picking that up. They also have activities as well you can book, depending on how long you're here. There's a price list for that. And then the key thing I think is the taxi, is because when you arrive, if you're coming by a train or boat, it is quite a journey up the hill, so give these guys a call. They're usually pretty quick and responsive, and it'll be around €30 to get from the bottom of the hill in the village up to the apartment. But trust me, you don't want to be doing it with suitcases. So then when we checked in, actually got into the apartment, there's this booklet here which has got all the kind of instructions around how all of the devices work, etc. And then, but we actually found this one, the more useful one, which was hidden in the kitchen, because it's got recommendations of like really good restaurants, or I think things that probably people who've stayed here for a longer period of time know about. So if you want to go a little bit further than just the village, then this is a really good book to have a look at as well.
Thanks, James. So, as you can see, the villa view was absolutely stunning, and what won us over was that view. Being able to eat breakfast outside, dinner outside. I think I woke up early one morning at like 4 a.m. and just sat and watched the sunrise, and it was amazing. Have you been to Lake Como? Let me know in the comments below where you stayed and what your top tip is. I'd love to know. We did use taxis, as I mentioned, when we arrived with our suitcases when we left, because we couldn't do that hill with them. We were charged €30 originally by one of the companies that came up on the board down near the port. What we learned when we got our taxi back down the hill is that actually the taxi should have been charging us around €15, and so €30 is the inflated fee that they charge tourists. So just something to be aware of if you are going to go there. If they give you a high fee, you may want to challenge it or call around a couple of different taxi companies just to ensure you're not paying the tourist tax. And just to be clear, the taxi is like a 4-minute journey. How much did it all cost? So we stayed in May 2023, cost us €684. That was for 3 nights. And there was only 2 of us in the apartment, but you could sleep up to 4 people. That also included taxes and cleaning fee. It was pricier than some of the other places we looked at. Generally, the area is quite expensive. Lake Como is not known for being a a affordable place to go and stay. We booked directly on the Varenna Holidays website, which I've put a link to in the description below. We paid a deposit first, and then we paid the final amount, and they also had some really good flexible cancellation terms as well. So I would recommend booking through them. They also do have a lot of activities on as well, like tours, but we decided not to go ahead with that because we spent most of our money on the accommodation on this trip. I would highly recommend staying at the Dolce Vista Villa in Varenna by Varenna Holidays. We loved it. It was literally the crown in our holiday there. It made it so special being able to eat outside, food that we cooked ourselves, being able for Ed to do yoga outside and watching the sun. I loved it just because I could do time-lapse shots like this. It just made me so happy. It was very peaceful. I would highly recommend if you're going to go to that area. Thanks for watching. As always, there'll be a new travel video next Monday, so please hit the subscribe button below to be notified about that, and I'll see you on the next one.